Hey there, my name is Rex. I am here to showcase my favorite game that I'm playing right now. It's called Storybook Brawl. Um, what this video is going to be kind of a basic introduction as to what the game is. We'll show a little bit of gameplay and yeah, just to see if this is something you might be interested in playing. Let's start off. Storybook Brawl is a game made by GL Games, and that's a small development team uh, that is made up of Magic the Gathering pros. We've got Josh Utterlayton, Matt Nass, and Matt Place are the main people, and they've got a few other developers who are working on it as well. But they're kind of according to their website, that seems to be the core of GL Games or Good Luck Games. Um, and this is Storybook Brawl. What is Storybook Brawl? It is an auto brawler. Uh, if you've played something like Hearthstone Battlegrounds or other similar games, you might have an idea. Now, this is the first auto brawler that I've ever played, so it's absolutely possible to jump right into this. It is free to play on Steam right now. I will say it is currently in early access, so any details that come up in this might not be exactly the same, but the general principle should be fine, even if they make some subtle changes. So, this is what it looks like when you log into the game. Um, You've got some stats at the top. This is like your current rating, where you're at on the leaderboard. This is some fairy dust. This is in-game currency. This is a free-to-play game, of course. There's in-game currency. This is currency that you earn just by playing the game itself. We also have gems, which are what you can spend real-life money on. And then this is how many times you've won brawls. Um, this is the play screen. You got Play Brawl, which will get you into a live game with other people and practice. Collection will show you like a lot of the things that are in the game. I'm not going to go over this right now. And the store, you can buy gems. You can buy the early access pack or the super supporter pack. They give you some cosmetics, but also a number of gems that you can use at the beginning of the game. But I will say it seems like the developers were really cognizant of, and really tried to make it so that the free to play experience is alive and well. You could absolutely jump into this and not pay a single dime and still get a full feeling. Now, let's jump in. We're going to do a practice here. Just because this way I can, there's not going to be any timers or anything. We can take our time to explore exactly how the game works, and you can just imagine it's very similar, except you'll be playing against human opponents instead of the AI. So let's go ahead and take practice, and we'll jump into a game. So there's going to be four heroes that are offered to you at the beginning of the game, and now there are, I believe, 36 heroes total, but you'll only be offered four of them. The first hero on the left here is going to be one that's kind of the base hero that's available. These ones will always be free, the first one. The second one is one that's pulled from the remaining ones that aren't the base ones, but it will also be free to you. You don't need to purchase it in order to get it, so you can kind of test out whether or not you want to buy a hero. That's mainly the thing that you buy with the dust and the gems are access to heroes, because these other two also pull from the non-base ones, but in order to get them, you either have to own them or it'll have an opportunity to purchase them right here on this screen. So these are the four. For simplicity's sake, we'll like all of the heroes will have a special power. I'm not going to go into the powers as much on this. Just know that they all have different things that they can do. We're going to take the base one just for this demonstration here, and take Pup the Magic Dragon. So we'll go ahead. We'll take a look at what it does, but like I said, that's not really the point of this video here. It's more to show how the game works and everything like that. So here we are. We've got, this is the shop screen. There's going to be two phases of the game we're viewing: the shop screen and the brawl screen. So this is the shop screen, and here you're going to have some units, and these are going to be all like fairy tale or folklore inspired creatures, and they all have special. You see here, Humpty Dumpty here. It's got some numbers up in the upper left. The number 2 is the cost in gold. As you see, it's the same kind of yellow circle up here on the gold up here. You start with 2 gold, so we can buy any one of the things we've got here. So Humpty Dumpty would cost 2 gold. And it has the number in the bottom left is how much it attacks for. The number in the bottom right is how much damage it can take before it dies. And normally, like here, it says, when I die, I can't be put back together again. That's something after the brawl happens. If any of your characters die, they come back for the next run. Humpty Dumpty's the exception. He doesn't come back. So he's a little bit bigger than the other units you see, but if you lose him for good. And you see at the bottom it says good egg. Here we have evil mage, animal mage. These are all kind of creature types that they all have. And you can also see the good creatures have kind of a gold circle around them. The evil ones have like this dark purple circle around them. And this one is neither evil nor good. It's kind of got this gray circle around them. So you can kind of see their alignment. And then you've got animal mage for types, mage for a type, egg. And so if other cards reference that creature type, it could come across. Let's take a look at some other things we see on the screen right now. Over here, this is a card that doesn't have numbers on the bottom. That's because it is a spell. Every round, you can buy one spell and then have that apply as well. Now, in the first round, your money is limited since you only have two. So I have to choose, do I want to take the spell or do I want to buy a unit? And that's kind of the dilemma that you're going to have throughout the whole time is, do I want to spend some of my money on the spell or do I want to spend it all developing my units? We're going to go ahead and just buy a unit. We'll go ahead and buy Humpty since we looked at it a bit. So now you see there are 7 spots for units on your battlefield here. And the way that it works is your unit in the first position here, top left, is going to attack first. It's going to attack something in their front row, just like ours, and which creature it attacks will be random. But you can put it in there. We also have a reserve spot here. Down here, there are 4 places. So you can keep a total of 11 characters on your team at a time. Now, other things that are on this screen right now is we've got the lock here. We can lock, and that means these items will remain in your shop until the next brawl too. So if there's a character or a spell you really want but you can't afford it quite yet, you can lock it up. Let's look at some other things. Up here we've got the roll button, and basically what this does is change everything. I'll show you that off probably in the next round, just so that we can do it, but that costs a gold to do that. Over here you got the list of all your opponents in the brawl. Now in a live game these would be other users that you're facing off against. But in here, they're all bots, and you can tell because it says Jack's Giant and then Jack's Giant below. Normally, it'll have, like on ours here, if we can find Pup, there, Rex Raoul up at the top, because that's my name, and Pup the Magic Dragon, the name of my hero. You can also see what health they're at, and we're all at 40 is the starting, and you can see what their hero's power is. There's also, it's hard to see right now, but there's a little yellow line underneath the fates here. That means that's the person that we're going to be brawling against in the first round. And then we'll see who we're fighting next round later. Over here we've got our hero, of course. We've got Pup the Magic Dragon. And you can remind yourself of what your hero power is here. You see your current health. And this number 2 up here, that's our current level. Everybody starts at level 2, with some heroes being exceptions, of course. Just say that almost everything I say, there's always going to be some exceptions. Every round, you gain 1 experience point, and after 3 experience points, you level up. When you level up to level 3, you'll suddenly start seeing level 3 characters in the shop too. So we'll see that. For example's sake, I am going to go ahead and lock this shop, and then we're going to go ahead and brawl, and we'll see what happens in the brawl. There's some other things that we're going to touch on a little bit later as well. So now we're going to see, we're fighting against the Fates. They have their unit. It's random which player gets to attack first. And as you see, the Fates took 3 damage. The damage is going to be... the base is your level, so 2 damage, plus for every surviving unit that you have, it'll do 1 damage. We'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and explain some other things about that a little bit later. So let's take a look at our hero here. It says, our characters with support give an additional +2/+1. Support is a really interesting mechanic that's part of this game, and this character, Mad Mim, has support. So it says here, if you see in the upper right, of the character, it says support characters in front of me get a bonus, and it says the support is +3 attack. So if I buy Mad Mim, then any character that's in front of it, which is going to be the 2 slots in front of it, will get that bonus. Now, our special hero here says it gives an additional +2/+1, so that means it's going to be +5 attack and +1 health. So if I move the Humpty Dumpty to in front of it, it should get that bonus, and you see now it's 5 attack and 1 health stronger. It's an 11/7, and you move it back and it's a 6/6, and it'll always show you what it is in real time. So you can move that there and get that, move it away, and it doesn't get there. So that's how you see that. We'll go ahead. I'll show you. We have 1 extra money, but we can't afford anything in the shop here. So let's just roll and see what we get next time. And you see there are 3 more units. One thing to note is you see there's these kind of sparkles coming across Humpty Dumpty here. So that kind of is an indication that if you get more characters, something can happen. Let's see if we can do that anyways. Let's lock this up so we get that Humpty next round. Hopefully it doesn't die when we face against Geppetto here. But we'll see. Let's go ahead and brawl again. And unfortunately, we do lose. We're losing this round. And you see that little animation of the fried egg. So both of our characters died. We take 3 damage for the same reason that it did last time. And we get our Mad Mim back, but our egg is gone. Because that's its special ability or whatever. So let's just get something else. Say, let's get this bad Billy Gruff. It's an evil animal, just a 2/3, very basic. Put it in front of our Mad Mim to give it some support. And then let's also cast a spell, because we haven't done that yet. And so we're going to take this Forbidden Fruit. It says +1 gold, take 2 damage. It doesn't cost any gold to do it, so this is going to generate 1 gold for us, and we'll go down to 35 health because of it. Now we're up to 3 gold. And as you see, every round you get 1 more gold. So you start at 2. There's been 2 rounds so far, so we're at 4 now. So let's roll and get another one. Hopefully we can double up. And we've got a couple doubles here. We've got another bad Billy Gruff and another Mad Mim. So let's go ahead and take the Billy Gruff, and let's lock again so we can get that Mad Mim again, because we like, with our hero power, we like units that have support, so that'll be good. We're going to face against Krampus this time. Krampus has already lost 1, so it's down to 37 health as well. Let's go ahead and brawl. As you can see, just the battle happens automatically. You don't have to choose anything. We got to win that one, so we don't take any damage, and we did do some damage to them as well. Now we've gotten our 30 experience points, and we are now level 3, and we're starting to see level 3 characters in the shop. And so you can always tell them they'll have, the cost is always equal to the level. So this is another character that has support, but we don't have any good characters right now because they would have that gold circle around them. All our team is all evil all the time right now. So let's just go ahead and get that extra Mad Mim. We'll go ahead and cast another Forbidden Fruit for some more gold. And then we'll go ahead and roll. We're seeing some more things, not anything else. Let's go ahead and we'll take Spellweaver here. This is well, let's talk about a couple of the units in here. We've got Spellweaver. It has a special ability called Ranged. And range is when you attack something, if your character has range, it doesn't receive any damage. So it attacks freely. It'll still deal damage when it is attacked, but it doesn't take any damage when it attacks, so it can be pretty good. In addition, this has a special ability when you cast a spell against 1 attack permanently, so the more spells you cast, the bigger it becomes too. We'll go ahead and take one of these and lock up our shop. I'm not going to be discussing strategy too much, but in general, I like to put it there. Let's go ahead and brawl. We're going up against Horde Dragon this time. And I'm not going over all the abilities that the characters have or the anything like that. I'm just basically just running through it so that we can see everything. And there we go. Another loss here. Not a big deal. Like I said, not really diving into strategy this time, just exploring what we have here. So now we've got we can take another Spellweaver, and then we can roll. And nothing too interesting here, but we do have another interesting ability that we could show off. Cinderella here has a quest, and this says cast 4 spells. What happens is if you complete the quest, you get a treasure. It says there, complete my treasure to upgrade me and get a treasure. So if we are able to cast 4 spells, we will get we will get a treasure from that. We'll get to that when we are able to find a treasure. But that's one thing that's an interesting mechanic here. And since you can only cast 1 spell around, that's going to be, it might be kind of tough, but let's go ahead and take that. If we can make it work, that'll be nice. Let's go ahead and brawl and see what happens. And as you can see, that Spell Weaver did 4 damage, did not take any damage back. That's what makes it pretty nice here. We cracked their egg, so that means Mrs. Claus will no longer have that egg. And once again, we're losing this, but I'm not even thinking about strategy or anything like that. I'm just kind of showing off things. There's a couple other abilities I want to showcase, and we've got one of them here. Princess Peep here, it has Last Breath, and we saw that the Mrs. Claus that we fought last round had this Princess Peep. So it has Last Breath. So that is a mechanic that when this creature dies, this happens. So when Princess Peep dies, you get 3 1/1 sheep. So that's a pretty nice thing if you're, and then you can sort of build around strategies like that. We're not going to do that. That doesn't really have any, it does have some synergy with what we've got, but I don't care about that right now. We're going to go ahead and cast our spell. This is cost 0. It's a free roll, and what it does is roll. So that means it's going to be like we clicked this, but it doesn't cost us anything. So we'll do that. We get another shop coming out, and as you can see, our Cinderella's quest goes down to 3 because we just cast a spell. I'm just going to roll again. I'm looking for certain things. Okay. So a couple things are going to happen here. First, I'm going to just take a look at this Kitty Cup Purse. It has another mechanic that's in this game. It's called Slay. And this is what happens if you attack and kill an enemy with this character. You get the bonus, so you get 1 more gold. Normally at this point, we're getting 7 gold around, and next round will be 8. It's a method to get additional gold every time to increase your buying power. The other thing we see here is we saw those gold specks around when it's the second one. Now we see a big swirl and an arrow up to indicate that this is a 3rd character that we get of the same. This is the key. Once you get to 3, you can upgrade a character. So let's go ahead and buy this. We don't have room in our shop, so we'll put it down here. And so what happens is the character becomes upgraded. As you can see, the show button is kind of in front of it. We'll take a look at that in a world. But you upgrade the character when you get 3, plus you get a treasure. And even though it's got like a number in the corner up here, it doesn't actually cost you anything. That just indicates what level this treasure is. And you can see there's going to be different things, different kinds of treasure. The higher the level of the treasure, the more powerful it is. We're going to take a look at this Ring of Revenge. When a character in your front row dies, give the characters behind it +1/+1 this brawl. Compare that to the Bad Moon, where it says when you trigger a slay, it gives +1/+1 permanently. So you can see your characters can grow bigger and bigger between and retain that buff throughout multiple brawls as long as it says permanently. This one, it says this brawl, so it's only temporary, but we're going to go ahead and take that anyways. And now we'll take a look at our Spell Weaver. You can see it's kind of got those kind of orangish reddish lines going through it. That indicates that it is an upgraded character, and it's a lot bigger now than it was before, partially because, well, here when it's not getting the support bonus from Pup, it's down here. It's a 4/6, so they started off 1/3, plus we cast some spells. Anything that you do to increase the spell, or increase the strength of the unit, the attack power in this case, the permanent attack buffs, you retain when you upgrade it. So, and if there's other methods of transforming a unit, the buffs will remain on that as well. So let's go ahead and put that in there so it gets the support buff. We'll go ahead and get this Kitty Cup Purse that has Slay, so hopefully we can see that in action as well, and then we'll be ready to brawl. And you can see that now we've got some bigger characters. Now this is interesting. The enemy's character attacked our character with Slay, and they both died. But since we weren't the one that attacked, it won't count as a Slay for us. So we'll get our regular amount of gold. It has to be when our character attacks and kills something in order for that Slay to go out. We got 3 more experience, and so we got that level up. We're now level 4. We start to see level 4 characters in the shop. Yeah, we can get this. We'll try Chupacabra here. Keep our Kitty Cutpurse going. And then we want to power up our Cinderella, so we'll cast a spell. This is an interesting one. Replace each character in a shop with a random character that is 1 level higher. So let's do that and see what we get. And as you can see, now we've got a level 5 character in this. We are only level 4 right now, so we have access to a character that's 2 levels higher than we ever have. So I would like to get this. However, we only have 3 gold right now. Not to fear, though. What you can do is any characters that you have that you don't really care about anymore, like this bad Billy Gruff, this bad Billy Gruff, they're not very good anymore. We're up to level 4. These were level 2 units. We haven't done anything with them, and they don't have room. I don't have room in front of these mad mims to give them buffs for my hero, too, so they're pretty bad. So what can we do in that case? Well, we can put them in the reserve, and maybe if we find a 3rd one, we can upgrade it and get a treasure. That's definitely a choice that we have. But since I would really like this level 5 character, what you can also do is take any unit and you can sell it for 1 gold. So we'll sell both of these, and now we're at 5. We'll buy this monster book. This monster book is 10-4, so it's pretty big to start with. It also has Last Breath, cast a random spell. That's going to be good because that spell could have effects in the battle as well. In fact, the way that the devs have made it is if a random spell happens in the brawl portion, it'll always be something that's at least relevant to the brawl itself. So that'll be useful. Plus, since you're casting spells, that counts as an extra spell towards our Cinderella, so we've got a little bit of synergy there. So let's go ahead and add our monster book to the squad, and we'll go ahead and brawl. And we go ahead and see. Now our Chupacabra has Slay, so there we go. It gets a +1/+2 permanently, so that buff is going to carry over to the next round, and that'll be nice too. Okay, and we did so good this round, we didn't even see the Last Breath on our book, so we'll do it again. We need 2 more spells in order to finish off the quest on Cinderella here, and I'd like to do that. So let's go ahead and take a look at this mysterious scroll here. It says, cast another random spell. So we're going to spend 1 gold for 2 spells, which should finish off this quest here. So let's go ahead and do that. So the first spell was our Mysterious Scroll, and the second one that came out was Gingerbread Party, which is normally a 4-cost spell, and we got it for free off the, well, really 1 gold off the Mysterious Scroll. And it says, for the rest of the game, characters in my shop have +1/+1. And as you can, if you notice, like this copycat was 4/4, and then once we cast the Mysterious Scroll, the Gingerbread Party came out, and now it's a 5/5. So that's pretty nice. Also, our Princess got buffed. It was a 2/2, now it's a 4/4. It still says quest, but you see that little flag that had the 1, or it started with a 4 and was counting down on it, is no longer there. That means the quest is complete. You can also see it has the kind of orangish red swirls, just like our Spellweaver. It is also upgraded, and we have a treasure that we can choose from. Now, since the Cinderella is a level 2 unit, when it upgrades, it gets a level 2 treasure. And remember, even though it has that number in the cost, it doesn't cost you any gold. One option also with spells, with treasures, if you're offered a treasure and you don't want it, you can skip it and just get 2 extra gold this round. So that's something that's kind of nice, because you only have 3 slots for treasures. Once you get a 4th one, then you either have to replace one of the ones you have, or you can just sell it for the 2 gold. Your choice. We'll go ahead. We've got a number of animals on our squad, or we did. Sure, but we'll just get it anyway. We have the Crown of Atlas. So if you notice, our Kitty Cutpurse is an evil animal. It's 6/2. The Crown of Atlas gives +1/+1 and makes our animals good. So what it should do is change this Kitty Cutpurse into a 7/3 and turn that kind of dark purple ring around it into a gold ring. So let's do that. And there you go. And you'll notice that the game is smart, that it recognizes that these other units up here are animals. So you kind of know that this black cat, which was an evil 2/2 cat, is now a good 3/3 cat. So that you don't need to think about your buffs before you buy them. You can see them in real time, and so that's pretty nice. This isn't a good animal copycat. We'll go ahead and buy this. I'm going to arrange some things because of the ability on this. Well, like that. It says, after I attack, trigger the last breath abilities of characters behind me. It's kind of like a reverse support. Since it's not technically a sport, it doesn't give any buff for the Pup the Magic Dragon, but when it attacks, it triggers this monster book, which has last breath. So it'll be a way to get yet another spell out of this, and that's pretty nice. Let's roll and see if we get anything else interesting here. We get another copycat. Let's go ahead. This Kitty Cup Burst did its work. We'll go ahead here. And we'll just go ahead and keep these two in our reserve for now. I don't see any reason that we need to sell them for extra money, but it might be useful to have that extra money in the next round. So let's go ahead and roll. And we'll see these random things. What we want is our copycats to attack. Unfortunately, one of them just died there. You know, these things happen when you're talking about random attacks. So it attacks, so we should get a spell. There we go. We got a lightning bolt, killed another thing there. And you can see every time one of our characters dies, these you see this little animation from the Ring of Revenge showing when those abilities fire. So I'm just going to go ahead and do some things. There's some interesting... like, all of these units are interesting, and when you have some time, it is free to play, as I mentioned, to do it. So I cast a spell that gives something +3/+3. Just kind of zooming through this at this point. I want to get towards the end of the run, so whether we win or lose, I don't really care. Spell off our monster book. This deals damage to front row enemies, but the front row enemies were already dead, so nothing happened there. We're up to level 5, so now I'm going to roll until I can see level 5 characters. Yeah, we can get one. Southern Siren. Slay, summon an exact copy of the slain character. That sounds like fun. Let's go ahead and do that. We can take one of our copycats out, I guess. I'm going to go change this. And roll. And the random rolling keeps going. There's often that little animation that happens when it shows what card's ability is affecting that unit. So it's kind of useful that way. Ooh, there's another Southern Siren, so let's go ahead and make room for that. Ooh, there's a third Southern Siren. Let's go ahead and mash that up. And now we get a level 5 treasure. So we've got Staff of the Old Toad. Level 2 and 3 characters no longer appear in your shop. That means you're only going to see level 4 and above characters. So you can see, like, characters of all levels can still appear in the shop when you're higher level. So you don't really want to see a lot of level 2s and 3s. You want to get the more high-impact, higher-level characters, so that'll be nice. Characters with Slay attack twice, and Exploding Mittens when enemy characters that'll do 1 damage to all enemy characters. So you can see they're kind of these are ramping up the power. We'll go ahead and take Old Toad here. And let's go ahead and put our Southern Siren in, and now we've got room. We could do it a couple ways. Maybe the other copycat, so we can get that last breath more times. That seems pretty fun. Let's go ahead and brawl. The problem with Southern Siren going first, just a strategy thing, is I don't have room to summon the slain character. Maybe I'll leave a spot empty so I can show it off the next brawl. All right. And as you can see, as other heroes are reduced to 0, they're replaced with a skull icon here. So we're going to try our best to not ever be skulled like that. Okay, this one is an interesting unit, Baba Yaga. It has range, which we talked about earlier, like our Spell Weaver. It has support, so that's something that works well with our character Pup. It also says double slay abilities, and both the Southern Siren and the Chupacabra have slay abilities, so it seems like a pretty nice unit to put right here. I think we're also going to take an empty spot, just so that I can show off the Southern Siren. Actually, I think we're going to leave 2 empty spots. Just for funsies. We'll go ahead and buy this. Overall. I get another Baba Yaga, why not? Yeah. Ooh. See, this is interesting. 12 is the maximum gold that it gives you by default. So even though we're going to keep leveling up, we won't have more than 12. But you could spend 12 and get an upgraded Medusa. You know, that seems like fun enough. We'll go ahead and actually... Yeah. Even though I might do this against regular players, we're going to get another experience next round. And so we'll be at level 6. And I want to show off at least one level 6 character before this brawl ends. Let's go ahead. We are now going up against Peter Pants here. It says Mrs. Claus Peter Pants. There is a spell in the game that lets you change heroes. So it looks like this unit did do that. No one else got that. Okay, so just kind of weird. Let's go ahead and brawl. Okay, so now we get 2 copies of Angry because our Southern Siren slayed an Angry. So that's kind of neat. We might be losing this round, though. This Peter Pan seems pretty strong. They have a powerful treasure, too, to heal up their team. We're going to need something stronger if we're going to do that. This is going to be our 3rd Baba Yaga. We'll get another level 5 treasure. And yeah, let's go ahead and get this Sword of Fire and Ice. Gives all our characters in the front row plus 5 health, everyone in the back row plus 5 attack. That's pretty strong. We'll go ahead and replace our level 2 treasure for an upgrade there as well. And we're going to go ahead. I'm going to actually swap these 2 around. The Spell Weaver back here, and we'll get our Copycat back. Actually, we'll buy a level 6 unit. This level 6 is 3 Big Pigs. It starts as a normally 15-15, but I add the Gingerbread Party, which gives everything in the shop +1/+1. So it's a 16-16. Last breath, summon 3 5/5 pigs. When you put it in the back row here, it automatically gives it +5 attack because of the Sword of Fire and Ice. So once again, the game's showing you what it's going to be before you actually put it in the position. We'll roll again, and there's no level 6s here, so let's go ahead and roll. Now this time we are going up against, sometimes if there's an odd number of players, one player will be facing off against a dead character. So they didn't cast any spells. They don't have their unless like their units do. It's just basically the squad that they had when they died. See, our Copycat getting the extra pigs without the 3 big pigs having to die, just like the monster book. So our Copycat doing work here. This Grumbledore also doing work. Nothing here I care too much about. We'll get a second monster book in case we get a third. Here's an interesting one. I think our copycat is now done because we got another level 6 unit we can buy. Great Pumpkin King. Last breath. For each of your dead evil hero character, for each of your dead evil characters, summon a lower level evil character. All of our team is evil right now, so when it dies, we'll get copies of everything. So let's put that there. Maybe we do want copycat still in. Maybe go like this. Actually, I as much as that might be fun, I don't think I'm going to do that. Go ahead and put our Spellweaver in because it's big. Like that. I'm doing some strategy stuff, but I'm not going to explain that in this video. We could go another time at some point and dive into what I think might be decent strategies, but that's not the purview of the video right now. As you can see, as all these abilities fire off, when we get later in the game, the brawls get longer and longer and longer, just because they kind of have to. One thing of note also, when calculating the damage that'll be done to a hero when it loses a brawl, any upgraded characters count as 3 characters, because it's basically 3 unupgraded characters. Each one of them would do 1 damage, so 3 damage for upgraded characters. There's a level 6 unit, but it's a good unit. And we kind of want everyone in our squad to be evil to maximize our Great Pumpkin King, so we won't take that one right now. Third monster book. Let's go ahead and take that. An upgraded monster book. And now, our supports affect all your front row characters. That's pretty nice when we've got a nice support. Plus, we get the support bonus from up. So let's go ahead and do that. Get rid of that Ring of Revenge now, and so now we have all level 5 treasures. That's pretty good. We'll go ahead and cast a spell because we can. Yeah, just roll a couple times. Let's see, lots of abilities fire at the beginning. Other ones happen when you brawl. So the brawls are always a fun mash of lots of things happening all the time, especially when you get towards the end of a run. Oh, there are Pumpkin King died, so we get a bunch more evil characters into the mix. And there we go. We knock out Merlin. We only have one opponent left to beat. So basically, we're in the finals now. That's good. Cast a spell. There you go. We'll go ahead and brawl. It is also worth noting, all of these, the shops, there's a time limit when you're going against actual people. So I would definitely recommend learning this game through the practice, where you can take time to make sure you read everything. That just makes things a lot easier. And there we go. We beat Peter Pants for the last ones remaining. And there we are. We took first place. It does give us a little boost of fairy dust. Plus, the first time you win a brawl, I don't think it counts in practice. I think it has to be like if you top four in a against actual people. The first time every day you get even more fairy dust, which will unlock more of those heroes. And that's it. That is Storybook Brawl in a nutshell. I hope you find this video helpful as far as what this game is. Like I said, this was the first auto brawler I ever had. I ever played, so I was learning most of this on the fly. Um, but if you've played another brawler before, I know there's a lot of things that this takes inspiration from, but there are a couple things that are a bit different, and I think, like I've seen people talk in the Discord about this, that they really like some of those differences that are in there. Uh, I don't know how much I like this other than more than others. I do know that I like this game a lot right now. So thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.